Uriah, what's
Jimmy,
happening, brother?
how you doing?
Mixture
Yeah,
of good and bad, you
yeah.
know.
Put it on me, bro. Let me
We,
know what's going down.
as we know, whenever we get to like this, right?
Yeah.
You never know what we're going to talk about.
Never know.
I give you an idea of what's in my head,
Right,
which is a lot of times empty, but I
Right.
still try to give you something. But this last week has been, let's say, 10 days. I went back to Arizona to help my mom and dad again, right?
Mhm.
And before I got there, they moved my dad into full-time nursing care or a nursing home. So dealing with that, and my mom still dealing with her wrist and all that stuff. But the Wednesday, so I was leaving on Thursday. I guess at 4:00, I'd be at the airport so damn early, you know,
Yeah.
not enough coffee in the world. Anyway, I get a call Wednesday night that one of my best friends has passed away.
Oh man.
Yeah. And there's something unique about our friendship.
Yeah.
Because when we tell people how long we've been friends, people don't really, it doesn't really
Correlate.
Thank
Yeah,
you for helping me
yeah.
with my words. I talk so much, I run out of words, as my sister would say. But we've been friends, some of us since elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
all the way through college and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We've shared our kids' births, our marriages, our divorces, and we're still as tight as if we were in high school.
Mm.
And so the buddy I lost, his name was Carl Nelson. We called him Nelsy. And he was kind of the protector of the group, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Funny as hell, great heart, all that stuff, you know. And when I got married, I moved to Phoenix, then I moved to Nebraska. So I kind of lost touch in a way with all of them because they're all still in New Mexico.
Yeah.
But I come back to them after the divorce, right? Because that's my tribe. And it's like I never left.
Yeah.
And me and Carl, we were in the same circle, but we weren't as close as he was to Ben, the owner of Indigo Mortgage.
Yeah.
And, you know, Ben's a huge part of that circle too. And so when I came back, we went on a trip, and it was a reunion, high school reunion. So me and Carl roomed together, never roomed together before. So it was one of those things where we roomed together. We had great talks, you know, about life because he was divorced like I was divorced. He has a daughter the same age my daughter, all that stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to the Breeders' Cup and we room again, right? So we are become roommates on all our boys' trips.
Yeah.
And nobody else is we're not switching for nobody.
Right.
So my Ben's daughter, she's a hurdler at Baylor and
Okay.
really freaking good.
Yeah.
So Ben was a high jumper
Okay.
at University of Missouri.
Okay.
So we're supposed to go down to the Texas Relays in Austin in April. And this is what a small world it is. Benny used to jump at the Texas Relays when he was at Missouri. So this is a second generation thing.
Wow.
So anyway, me and Nelsy are, you know, it was automatic. We're going to room together.
Right.
And then he passed. And then I went to Arizona and nothing, man.
Yeah.
I was just freaking numb.
Yeah.
And I come back home still. It's like I don't want to believe it, right? Because one of my boys is gone.
Right.
And he's the first one in our group of about 7 that has passed.
Oh wow.
So we've been very lucky.
Yeah.
But we thought we were bulletproof.
Right.
Be 80 years old, listening to the same rock and roll music, telling the same stupid ass stories, you know, to our grandchildren,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so I was listening to music the other night, and a song by 4 Non-Blondes called "What's Up" came on.
Mm.
And a little backdrop in this song, me and Carl, I was dating my soon-to-be wife at that time, and Carl was dating her best friend. So we were doing all this stuff, and we were in Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby. You know, we're like 25, 26, so we were just getting ripped on these trips. I
Right.
mean, like That's why I can't talk, because so many brain cells are gone. But we were there, and he went and bought this cassette because he heard that song when we were in Kentucky, and he'd play it all the time,
Yeah.
When that one night, we just got so trashed, and we were talking to our girlfriends. But the problem is that one would talk, right?
Right.
And the other one just bugged the shit out of him. Like I put off Carl's socks and why he's talking to her and all this stuff. And all that hit, and I just went.
Oh, man.
But it was good that I went.
Yeah. So many memories. So
Yeah.
many. And it just comes in seems like a flood, right?
Oh, it
Like
was a flood.
it was just like you couldn't have timed it. You couldn't have
No.
and it just hits. And when it hits hard, man.
I tried to dig it up because I knew that I wasn't releasing. And I tried to do everything I could I just need to feel this. I need to get this out of my system. And it came, and you know what else came? The past 3 years of what I've been through.
Yeah.
And I know everybody goes through their shit,
Right.
right? I'm no different than anybody.
Right.
I'm just saying that when something like that happens, that loss,
Right.
you remember the other losses.
The other grief, the other
Yes.
losses, because it's the same part of the nervous system,
Right.
that it's touching and hitting, and so all that stuff just comes back.
And you think like, I thought I took care of my grief with the other stuff years ago, but apparently I did, because I questioned everything. I questioned God. I questioned, because Carl, he went through a tough time health-wise, but he was back on his game. And he went with Benny to Texas Tech to watch SEMA run at Texas Tech. And Benny was telling me, man, we were singing songs. He was yapping in the backseat the entire time, driving my wife crazy like he always does. And then boom, this hits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and and like, I think Benny put it best. He goes, it's more than a brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't share everything with your kin.
Right.
Kin, like I'm from Kentucky now. But with your best friends, you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and it's like, and you guys were unique anyways, in the
Yes.
sense of you guys were like companions. You guys actually did people talk about doing life together, but you guys actually went on trips. You
yeah.
did things. You stayed in hotels. You had some memories. You created some memories that you'll never forget. Right?
Right.
So it's a lot more than just
A friendship.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's because people look at us, they go, no way. We're going, no, really? We've been friends that long. And the great thing is that you can step away and come back in, and you haven't lost a step.
Yeah.
And, and Benny was saying, because we shared music, right?
Yeah.
Bunch of rock and roll guys. And we would always share music,
Yeah.
between me, Carl, and my other friend, Bubba. Yeah. His name is really Bubba. Real name is Edward, but his name is Bubba. So there was 4 of us that shared music all the time. And Benny was telling me that he heard a sign, goes, oh man, I got to send this to Nelsie.
Yeah.
And Nelsie has passed. And I said, dude, send it anyway. And there's just an empty part of my soul.
Yeah. It's like something's supposed to be there, but it's not
But
there
it's not
anymore.
there.
Yeah.
And so, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't take friendships lightly.
Oof. Come on.
They mean a lot. And you only get back what you put in. And we've put in and gotten back for 50 years. And when they're gone, they're really gone. There's no more of I'll call you later.
Right.
I mean, if you have a family, you have a close friend, and you have the urge to call them, that's probably me, because they probably need to hear from you.
Yeah.
And me and Nelsie, when he got sick, we talked about it, and he talked with Benny about it. And it was always about, you're going to get better, man. We're here. Your boys are here. And now it's our turn to take care of his daughter. She has 6 uncles that are going to do anything for her. And I know I'm babbling.
You're good.
But it's just one of those things that you feel so vulnerable because you're not bulletproof.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a sense of something
Yeah.
with your friends and family, you should jump on it,
For sure.
right?
For sure.
But I just hope everybody has those type of friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and, I know for a fact not everybody does, but I think what you guys have is special.
Yeah.
And it's more than family. It's more than just friendship. And for you to even like take up space and like share how important it is. And I mean, I feel like this is something that we should strive after. I think, the creator of the universe built us to find friends like this and like share life together like you're experiencing. True community.
Right. Because, friends, and they're really acquaintances will
Yeah.
come and go, right?
Right.
But friends are there.
Yeah. Always.
And the longer that friendship is molded and taken care of, the more it will grow into what me and my boys had.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain because we'd go to each other's houses and it's like we lived there.
Yeah.
Raided their parents' kitchen.
Right.
Like Benny would come in. And even if Carl wasn't out with them, he'd come into my house. He'd go straight to where my dad kept the candy bars.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't ask, didn't do anything. He'd eat the last one. Pissed my dad off. My dad had to hide them from him. But that's just the relationship it was,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's so special.
Yeah.
And it really made us think that, okay, we lost one. Now we got to time the circle even more.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and looking just this idea of looking out for each other and checking in on each other, and still, it's almost like it heightened the sense to each other too.
Yes.
Right. Like
yes.
It's like, now how you doing, bro? Like, tell me the truth. Like, be real.
Yeah.
And that's important. Like, we need people. We can't do it on our own. That's the bottom line. And I think that's what you're getting at is you didn't have to do it on your own. You've had your group. He didn't have to do it on his own. You guys were there to the very last minute.
Right.
Like you were there. And so like that's the type of community I feel like the world needs, because there is a lot of loneliness. I mean, there's depression is on the highest rise it's ever been, right? And we're experiencing it, and we do have these friends, I think about to my friends. I just talked to one today, Chris, and we built real estate companies together. We I remember just to close a deal. This is crazy. Just to close a deal, he had to eat a ghost pepper. And Title had to verify it. Title, like, did you actually eat the ghost pepper? Because it was written in the contract in special provisions.
The hell?
Yeah, so we were closing at the title company, and they're like, "Did this happen?" And I pulled out the video, and I was like, "Here it is." Sure did. And he's over there like licking like ice cream, trying not to die, right?
And all that does is enhance it.
It does. It does. It only causes. And so he was messed up for a couple days, but all that to say, like, those experiences, you can't explain that to people all the time. No. Like, it's just something that you experience and you go through. And these relationships are way more than any value. There's no value you can place on it. And so whenever something like that hits, it's like it hits.
Yeah.
And, like you were saying at first you were just like not wanting to believe it.
Right. It was denial.
Numbing out. And then you were like, dang. He's actually gone. And you start going through that, and then it starts flaring up everything else you've been through and stuff like that. And it's like, so my question is what is your anchor, Jimmy? How do you like get through these times? How do you like process what it is that you're going through in a healthy way and not just like lose it?
A lot of times, like with Carl, all the boys were really not talking. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really picking up phones, and everybody was hurting. But that kind of eased a little bit, so we started talking a little bit. But I told I told my sister, I told my daughter, and my son. And that was the instant support right there, right?
Yeah.
That was like, and then the distraction of my parents. I don't mean to use that in a negative way.
Right. But you're busy. You had stuff
Yeah.
that you needed to be doing.
And so that was like the short-term fix. And then I, talked to Benny and I talked to Bubba and I talked to Moose. I have a good friend named Moose too. They're like, I'm not making this crap up. This is how serious it is. So that got me through the first stage, and I talked to the boys and through the second stage. But what it was that I wasn't getting was a trigger. And when the song came on, I got the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I called Bubba yesterday and he didn't pick up. And so, 2 days ago. So I talked to Ben yesterday. I said, hey man, have you talked to Bubba? He goes, yeah. He goes, he's getting through it. I said, good, because I was worried because he didn't pick up and return my call, because we always return each other's phone calls.
Right.
Probably more than we do our parents.
Right.
Because there's got to be a good story. If they're calling you, something freaking happened.
Yeah.
And it's still a working process. I mean,
Yeah.
like I'm going to New Mexico next week.
Yeah.
To work, but also to heal.
Yeah.
Because I'll be with Benny all the time, and when we can heal.
Yeah. For sure.
Never forget, but we can heal a little bit.
Golly, man. Yeah, that's tough. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for like inviting us into like what you're doing and what you're experiencing in life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because we all go through life, and I'm sure there's people out there right now that can relate to, what it is that you're going through, and maybe they just didn't have words, and maybe you were able to kind of give them some handles and give them some tools to kind of cope. And
I think you asked the right question: is where's your anchor?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the anchor should be one without judgment.
Yeah, for sure. That you can just be you. Kick your freaking shoes off, feel all your feelings, and not have somebody be like, "Whoa, that's not right." Try and call you out on a technicality or something like that. Like, that's not a safe spot to heal. But to go to your friends going to your family knowing that you're good.
Okay, let's talk mortgage stuff.
Yeah, let's get into it a little bit.
Freaking scary.
Yeah. What's the latest? What's going on?
So we have Jerome Powell as the Fed chair, right?
Yeah.
Well, Trump is trying to push in one of his guys to become the Fed chair, and the Fed chairman is supposed to be non-biased, right? He just looks at the numbers.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's a president, a Democratic or a Republican president.
Right.
When they take that job, they become politically blind.
Neutral.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it pisses some off, right?
Yeah.
Because if a Republican is,
fighting for their way, or Democrat fighting for their way, and so it just gets frustrating.
And you look at Powell, man, he's been through the frickin' ringer.
Yeah.
With COVID, with inflation, with so much stuff, and he's battled. And, I respect the hell out of him because he's taking shots from everybody. The thing that scares me, and this is just somebody always from the Trump administration, is that they follow him blindly. I'm afraid that he's going to lose that non-political blindness. Because, you can jack down rates, right? Sure, people will spend more money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But is the credit card debt, whatever it is. So it's just not like, okay, if we lower rates, we're going to fix the economy. That's like our freaking economy is a spider web.
Yeah.
And interest rates are only one part of them.
Yeah.
We saw what tariffs did to our economy. So people are thinking that, he's going to come in and lower all these rates and everything's going to be good again. Well, maybe not. Because if we talked about rates all the time, the feds can lower down to nothing.
Yeah.
Like they did during COVID, right?
Right.
But you still got a 2.5%, 3% loan.
Yeah.
Because that's what the companies have to make.
Right.
And we saw the aftermath of all that. Yeah, that's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
So I'm just scared.
Yeah.
And maybe I worry too much.
Yeah.
But I think, we are fighting so many fronts economically
Right.
with our trading partners, with Europe, with Venezuela, all this Greenland crap.
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting so many things that there's not going to be one cure-all.
Right.
Like I said, they can lower rates, but that doesn't mean the lenders are going to lower rates. Now, he has said something that is good. President Trump has, is that he wants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy
Bonds.
more bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. But then he says he also wants to have credit cards maxed at 10% interest rates. Well,
Right.
we ain't going to happen.
Right.
They're not going to cut their income in half.
Right.
So when we just need to sit back and look at this and relax a little bit, because I've had
Yeah.
some days to think about it,
Yeah.
and we just have to watch where everything goes.
Well, and two, like back to the Fed chair thing, right? I mean, at some point, the chair is going to have to shift to somebody else, right?
Right.
Like, it's just going to happen.
It is.
So, what are some positives to a chair shift? Like, I've not paid too much attention to when shifts happen.
Right.
I'm 35, right?
Right.
And so, when was the last time a Fed chair shift
God,
happened?
who was before Jerome Powell? He's been there a while.
Yeah. So,
I know there's like Greensburg and all these other ones before him.
but that was years ago.
Right.
Like decade.
Yeah.
Right.
So
like,
you asked me, so I did do my homework.
yeah.
You
No,
got me.
no. But I'm saying, like, when that shift happens, there's a lot more than just rate. A lot more than just,
The good thing is, and this is good or bad,
Yeah.
is now you have a different set of eyes on the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a whole new group of eyes on the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be really beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
But the feds are always going off past numbers, excuse me, and kind of projecting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're always stepping in the back and in the future,
Right.
and the present is what it is right now.
Right.
So I think if we get new people, yeah, it could be great. It could be they could have a new set of eyes that maybe they're going to do something different that
Right.
Jerome Powell didn't do,
Yeah.
and that could be awesome.
Do you know what some of those things might be?
I don't know. I think
that's the $1 million
that's
question, right?
and because all we're hearing is Trump is pushing to lower rates, and Powell is holding stiff.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what's going on right now. Now it may not even happen, but when there's rumblings, especially when it comes to the Fed chairman,
Yeah.
everybody in the financial world needs to step up and say, okay, let's learn about this guy just in case.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this for a second. Like, business got crazy a little bit around Thanksgiving time.
Right.
Like, it was almost like a pop. Like, boom, here we go. Back to the table. Everybody's buying, everybody's doing stuff. And now it's kind of like settled down again.
Right.
Right? It's a little bit not so crazy, not so, I don't know. Maybe it's just because there's not as much hype around buying right now. What would you say, though, caused that?
So part of that is we had the government shutdown. So I even had a client that didn't want to make a move on a house because if you have his job.
Right.
So I think a lot of it was that. I think once that pressure pot just kind of exploded and people kind of got back to their normal thing, then we saw that bounce back. But I saw where there's actually more homes on the market now nationally than there have been in a very long time at this time of year.
Yeah.
So it's early.
Yeah.
And we're starting to hear more people say, you don't buy the rate, you buy the house, right?
Right.
So I think we'll see more of that.
Yeah.
But we got the inflation bug. We got the stuff going on with Canada with our trading partners. I mean, there's just a lot in them. Did you notice when he said that he's going to do like a 10% tariff on which country? Was it Canada or England? One of our allies.
Mm-hmm.
The market dropped like 900 points. in a day.
Mm.
I mean, the market doesn't like this crap. The market likes very consistent economic data.
Yeah, like just a stability and a consistency,
Yes.
not like whoop, whoop,
Even
whoop.
even if it's low,
Yeah,
because if you look historically, the market, and a lot of people know this number, but through all the years when they first started the stock market to now, the average rate of return through all our stuff has been about 8%, 8 to 10%. Okay, return on investment, and that's pretty good.
yeah,
We had our shitty years, but it's been pretty good. So I think I'm not against the Fed chair, a new Fed chair. I think Powell has done a great job, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments about that, but that's okay. Everybody has their own opinion. Don't be a hater. And this new guy may come in and do a freaking great job, you know,
yeah,
but they got to be politically blind. And with our man in the office, you can't be politically blind, right? So it's going to be interesting.
yeah.
And I think with the midterms coming up, I think that is causing a lot of
Pressure. It's
yes,
like a pressure cooker
yeah,
at this point. There's so many things, like you were mentioning, there's so many things going on in trade and, you know, war and rumors of war and, you know, all
yeah,
this stuff all the time, right?
right.
It's nothing new, but it's like a lot all at once. It's like concentrated. And so what do you think's gonna happen like to the summer market? Like I mean
See, guys,
we're
see,
looking like, you know, only like 3-4 months out, you know,
yeah.
like it's like almost here. We might as well just go ahead and call it
If
summer.
you want to call it, man, you can start calling March the beginning,
Yeah.
late February.
Yeah.
Here it's kind of different because of snow, right?
Right.
But you go to the southern states and stuff, and it's February kicks off, and because people get done with the holidays, and then also after taxes,
Right.
you know. So, but the thing also with all this is the businesses don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Huge corporations don't know what to do because they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Corporations are like the stock market.
Yeah.
They want everything very steady. They can project.
Right.
They can kind of think about what could happen. But right now we're in an area of uncertainty,
Yeah.
and even on the social side of things right now, there's a lot of unrest
Yeah.
right now with everything going on.
Yeah.
And so we have all these factors, and we've faced stuff like this before,
Yeah. Sure.
right? But I don't know if we faced it like all at once.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't think we faced it all at once.
Yeah.
So hopefully things will sell out, but I think we're going to have a good year. I
Yeah.
got to be the optimist, right?
Right.
So I talked to Benny yesterday. I'm off the topic, but me and Benny always say shop your rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had this client. This client was going to work, and he passed by Ben's office, and he heard Ben's radio because Ben still does radio. I know he's old school, but he's in Albuquerque and been there for 25 years. But anyway, so this guy calls him and says, "Hey, can you? I'm talking to a lender, a national lender."
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "Can you just see what you can do?"
Yeah.
Ben goes, "Sure." Takes it. Right off the bat, save the guy's like $6,000
Yeah.
because they loaded up all the discount,
Right.
And he goes, "Here." He goes, "Is this for real?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, let me call my lender."
Uh-huh.
Called him and they couldn't beat it. But this guy had trouble going to Ben because he had done business with this guy before.
Uh-huh.
And this is what I tell my clients. I said, if he was as good as he said, he would have given you the best offer to begin with because he's your friend.
Right.
He has been your client before.
Yeah.
That's why you always shop.
Right.
You always shop the rate. All you need is a fee sheet. Okay, so let me explain a fee sheet right quick. So when we're building a loan, we get the interest rate, right? We got income, we got all that stuff. But we also do like closing costs, all that other stuff. And you haven't signed anything, you're not locked into anything. But what we do is we give our client the fee sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and they can look at it. And so if the guy comes in with another offer, right, we do our fee sheet
Mm-hmm.
and we compare them.
Mm-hmm.
And all we ask is, don't share our fee sheet because we know what's going to happen. They're going to come back with a better offer.
Right.
Why didn't they do that the first time?
Yeah.
And when some mortgage people say, well, just let's just get a loan estimate, just sign here, blah blah blah,
Right.
and people think that they're locked into that. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know this as well as I do.
Yeah.
You're not locked into a loan until you are at the closing table.
Right.
You can back out of a loan the day before or at the closing table,
Mm-hmm.
but they use this loan estimate like they're locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another lesson is that when I talk to my clients, I would say, okay, after we do this stuff, we go through the fee sheet and everything. Do you want to lock and go?
Mm-hmm.
They go, yeah, let's do that. I said, knowing that you're not locked into anything. All I'm doing is securing a rate for you for so many days,
Mm-hmm.
and we build the loan after that.
Yeah.
But don't feel like you're like, oh my God, I can't do this now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have questions, you call me.
Right.
But we're still running into that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is every loan is fought for by mortgage people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
With the banks, the credit unions, brokers.
Well, and I think that's the misconception is people think that, oh, you just run it through the computer and it's done.
Well, in a
Like,
sense it is.
yeah. I mean, but
but
there are so many different things within a loan
right,
that can affect your payment, that can affect, how much of a discounted rate you have. Like you can buy your rate down, how
Right.
much money you got. We've had this conversation
Right.
before. You can buy it down, but also there are fees associated with some lenders, and some lenders they're less.
right.
And so working with someone like you, and so that's the other thing is brokering.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You got in-house, like they're the ones writing the loan. And then you've got brokers that are able and they have a lot more at their fingertips to kind of like see what else is out there.
So let's talk about brokers.
Yeah.
Because that's a good segue into what I want to talk about. Is that so every lender has a rate sheet, right? And that rate sheet captures all scenarios based on this, that's your rate. That's what it's going to cost you. So the bank and credit unions only have one rate sheet, right? Because that's the lender.
Mm-hmm.
As a broker, I have 5 or 6 companies and they all have different rate sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a broker is so good because we are having them fight for your loan.
Mm-hmm.
Their rate, their cost, all that stuff. And you know what? Even discounts are different per lender.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's really vanilla on a loan on a fee sheet or a loan estimate is the closing cost, right? Because title company it's the same,
Right.
right? So that's consistent. Everything above that, it's not.
Right.
And so that's why when I tell my clients, I can fight for you because I have multiple lenders I can go to.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a pain in the butt because I'm looking at 4 or 5 lenders, right? But that's good because I'm shopping for my client. Like I said, we're your advocate on this business. And sometimes it's not all about the rate either. And we've talked about this because the rate may be the driving force, but what's going to be the service as we go through the loan,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And that's key because we process our own stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I mean the whole deal with brokerages is you've got more at play, and you're almost like kind of like, all right, guys, I've got a loan here, fight it out.
Yeah.
go duke it out.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like you guys figure out whoever's going to get the best rate and take this one on the chin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And not only that, but okay, what if my client wants to buy down? What are the discounts going to be?
Yeah.
Because you can only buy down so much to make it a qualified mortgage.
Right.
That's when they can sell in the secondary
QM.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even that's held to a standard, right?
Right.
So yeah, so there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I love being a broker.
Yeah.
You know, because if I just had one rate sheet, I'd go freaking crazy.
For sure. That's good.
But yeah, so we'll see what the Fed share and see how that goes, and
Yeah.
I know we'll talk about it more.
Yeah. What kind of advice would you give to people that are, you know, thinking about jumping back to the table and going shopping again, you know?
Great question. Because we've talked about this earlier, months ago.
Yeah.
You can get a free credit report, a tri-pool through the government that won't cost you anything.
Mm.
You can look at that and go through it, right? Because now you can maybe catch stuff, and your credit score may be better or worse than you thought. But you can't just look at Experian or one of those one-line credit scores, because we look at 3 credit scores from the 3 major bureaus. Throw out the high, throw out the low, take the median. Okay? If you're getting one score, that can be misleading, because you can have the same history on your credit report, but the way the credit bureaus process it
It's different.
can have a different score.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would do. I would also, okay, so I'm going to just give myself a commercial. Call me. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you want to do. Let's talk about how much cash you need in the bank. You've got to have a plan.
Right.
And everything is pre-approved now. You got to get pre-approved.
Right.
Now we can do that like in a day. And what that does is, so what's the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification? A pre-approval, it's actually looked by the lending underwriter. So when that loan comes in, it goes in. A pre-qual is me and Benny looking at what you've given us, saying, we're comfortable that you will qualify for this, but it still has to go through the underwriting department. That's a huge deal, because you talk to real estate agents, they rather see a pre-approval than a pre-qual. And you know that, you're in the business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like that extra step that, okay, this person's secure.
Right.
So call me and we'll work through everything. We'll talk about money, how much money down, how you can get money sources if you're short. But let's start the process early.
And what do I need to be ready to give to you whenever I come to you and I'm ready to get that pre-qual? What do I need to have ready?
So what we would do is, that's why I say, so here's the dirty little secret too. When we pull credit, what's called a hard pull, that means that those credit bureaus have sold your information to all these other lenders. Okay? That means your phone's going to blow up. But we do have an option for that. When you come into me, we have a website where you fill out information and it does not share your information for 5 years. We let that sit for about a week. Let it get processed. Then we do the hard pull. You're not going to get all that information.
Yeah.
So there's a lot we can do, but I think the first part, it's almost like building a house. We got to build the foundation. I don't want, we're just going to talk about things first. And know where you're at, and kind of figure out your price range. And we'll talk about your debt. We're going to get like a big overview of your financial situation. And then we just funnel it down. When we start looking at numbers, and because I got to know what you're comfortable with, you got to know what I'm comfortable with, because I'm not going to make you house poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think just give me a holler and we'll talk.
Dude,
let's talk early.
That's awesome, Jimmy. Well, it's been good, man.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, thanks
for your time.
Have a good one.
You too.